Okay, we're rolling. Up from the grave he rose, with a mighty triumph for his foes. He rose a victor from the dark domain, and he lives forever with his saints to reign. Okay, 24th today of June. Okay, let's see. Oops.
Struggle.
Oh, get advertisement. Unreal.
Content across devices.
All things are possible. There we go.
It's just like, you're lucky if you see 80 years, 90 years. I'm 42 years old, so my life is already halfway over.
This guy seems to be having difficulties. Huh. Looks like he's got a nice vehicle there, sunroof, a rack on the top or something, everything else. Doesn't like what he's working at, probably. Well, quit. But see, he likes having these things, likes the comfortable lifestyle, but he feels troubled. Well, that's what happens when you just go the ways of the world. Keep doing the same old thing, and then wonder why you're feeling this way. Okay? Well, yeah, the times we live in, the love waxes cold. Because of iniquity, the love of many shall wax cold. How does wax on a candle turn cold? I don't know. Is covetousness, materialism. What do you got there? Well, maybe go stop making payments on your big machine, or sell it. Go sell what you have and help the poor and the downtrodden. It's the summertime. Don't worry about it. My wife was worried about it. I said the ants aren't even out of hibernation yet. Maybe in the Philippines. But see, we get caught up doing what others are doing instead of what he wants us to do. When you shall do his will, then you are saved what was promised. Peace. When you shall do his will, then you shall know of the doctrine, whether it be from God or from man. Step out in faith. Get out of the boat. Get baptized. Get dunked again, Mr. River. Another guy? Here, put this other one on. What was he saying? Here, this guy here. I made a comment on here about a year ago. I looked on my phone. Yeah. What's he say? Yeah. I think he's UCG. I got it on my comments.
People believe all kinds of things that aren't actually in the Bible. For example, the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden is never identified as an apple. The Bible never says it was a whale that swallowed Jonah.
No, could be Leviathan or a fish.
Visited Jesus after his birth, and the rapture? Well, that's actually not in the Bible at all.
Really?
Let me explain.
See, this is UCG teaching. Yeah. Fly away. Psalms 90. It's even in the Old Testament. It's not in the Bible. The word rapture is Latin. It's in the Latin Vulgate. Okay? Harpazo in Greek. So, beware what people are saying. The other guy is so sure it's pre-trib. He's American. American pre-trib. Yeah. See, Matthew 27, 52 and 53. It already happened. Okay? 1st century AD, prior to the tribulation of Nero. See, the problem we got is we're listening to what? Guy on Sunday there using American address. I'm in Calgary, Alberta. Why would he use American address for donations? I wonder why. Hey, the menorah has 7 candles. Isisi. Enoch was in the first 1,000. Jesus, Yeshua, is referred to as the center servant candle. The 1st century AD, Matthew 27, 52 and 53. This happened. Where did they go? Well, this is on a day called First Fruits. Revelation 14 verse 4 says first fruits. Hey, they tried to bribe the guards to not even have his resurrection, okay? But they've done a very good job of hiding this away, haven't they? Who's they? The world system. The world does not want to acknowledge his presence even, okay? Or his coming. Oh, no, everything continues just as it has. Really? We're warned about this. Which sleep in Jesus. See, how come most people don't want to read that? 1 Thessalonians 4:14. Most read 16. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven. And the guy says, well, it's a rapture? Okay, what do you want to listen to? Get in his written word. When you shall do his will, then you shall receive what was promised. Here's the thing I was going to say about this other guy. Okay? He's so disillusioned about life. How come we're even here on this planet? Okay? Why? Something I come to realize, we are here as examples to the rest of creation for all time, that his ways are higher than our ways. His ways are the best ways. His name shall be vindicated. That's how do you vindicate somebody's name in a courtroom? They don't just stand up and say they're truthful and honorable. It's proven by testimonial witnesses. That's what we're here for. Well, even if we don't do his way, every other way leads to death and destruction and chaos, disillusionment, everything else. We are here as examples to the rest of creation that his ways leads to life and freedom and liberty. Why are you disillusioned? Well, you can have in your head, but you're not following through. Act accordingly. Need the Holy Spirit power? Get in the water. Holy Spirit power, not psychology, not self-esteem. Get some more tattoos on you. I can see your tattoos. See, that's why people have these tattoos. They want to feel better themselves, and for a moment it seems to help, and then they need another one, and another one, and another one. And now where are you at now? Okay? This is where he's at. Okay? He's just a new believer. One guy says he's been studying this for 25 years. Okay? I've been studying for 55 years. Okay? And I'm still learning. Okay? Yeah. Learn. The graves are open. Okay? This is Revelation 14, verse 4. Mr. JW. I want to teach that what? Some of your first members. I really shocked them. What? The guy with the new Tesla. That's how I got to know him. He invites me into JW sometimes. I got into their memorial function. I learned a little bit before what they're doing. They don't even take the juice or the bread. I took a good drink. The guy just about freaked out. I went to the other guy with the Tesla, and I said, guess what I did? He said, yeah, I kind of guessed what you did. Okay. The first fruits unto God, unto the Lamb. This first fruits, plural. Did you get it? Not just one seed. Okay. 30, 60, and 100 full return. That's Matthew 27. Okay. Some people think they didn't want his oldest kids to be married. Okay. Really. They were not defiled with women. Virgins. We'll be all virgins again. Why? We'll be a new creation. We'll be youthful virgins again. That's why they couldn't find Lazarus at the dinner party. Okay? How come he was resurrected on the fourth day? Because enough of the Canaanite thinking. Okay? Canaanite. Zechariah. Larry, last verse. No more Canaanite. See? They don't want to teach this. Oh, it's in the Hebrew text. I asked my wife. She's learning more of it. There's my wife. Her grandson in San Diego, where the plane crashed. So I saw the water tower in the background. On and on. I make comments about these planes too. Don't tell me you can't. We carry a spare tire and a wrench and a jack with us, most of us. Big semis, no. Maybe a spare tire, but no rim. How do you put it on the rim? Hey, you can do it out in the bush with a can of starter food. Yeah, see. Canaanite. Cain and Abel. I think the Adventists have a little bit of teaching. They have a few things, but they didn't want to leave pagan Christmas and pagan Easter. And they sent old Mrs. White off to Australia, packed her off to Australia. They didn't want to deal with this, okay? Leaving their paganism behind, okay? 144,000, that is part of their three angels message, by the way. But no, they don't want to do that. They're stuck back in 1844 yet, trying to justify we're all humans. We make mistakes. Get over it, okay? Carry on. Flush the toilet. Get Australia. Yeah, I learned some about white in Australia. I think they had a major denominational split in 1848 when Israel became a state. Same as a lot of other denominations. Okay? Why? It sounded not too bad at the time. No, it just goes on and on and on. They were like promoting within their usually within their denominational. Why? Could they get reeled in by their elders? What's going on here? I don't know. Yeah, this jammed up now. Okay. Yeah. The one elder, the Lutheran, doesn't even believe that Elijah went to the third heaven. Really? Okay. I want to read something else here. Daniel 9:27. Messiah in the King James in 26. But no, 27's somehow all stuck in the future. What? Totally out of context with the rest of the chapter and the preceding verse. But no. Okay, why? What are they teaching? And why? Ezekiel 34. It shows you why. Why? The love of money causes love to wax cold. And what are they doing? 34. Shepherds, the real say, the shepherds, woe be the shepherds that do feed themselves. They're feeding upon the sheep. Peter was told 3 times, feed his sheep. His sheep. It's not your sheep, Mr. Pastor. Knock it off. Okay? See, but they think it's their sheep. A lot of them are sheep herding. Arrogant? Or what? Accuses me of disrupting and talking to this young lady. And he comes over arrogantly and takes me into his study and accuses me of what? And I said, Mister, that was my legal wife you're talking about. Okay? But see, they think nothing of causing division in households like this. They're warned about. They'll come unto the weaker vessel. We all have different weaknesses. We're all human. David had a weakness, the lust of the eyes, like a lot of us guys. But the women are more social, everything else, and they come unto the weaker vessel. Where did my wife go today? she has to go ask the receptionist there what her opinion is of direct energy being signed up. Oh, see how they work? They like this because the receptionist really thinks she's in control. It was her husband's, his dad's farm, but she thinks she's running the show. Yeah, who's really turning the neck? They make jokes about it. Okay, who's running what? Then we Herbert W. Armstrong, Gardner Ted already had a falling out with his own dad. Why?
For many Christians, especially in the United States, the rapture is believed to be
Yeah.
an indisputable doctrine of our faith.
Especially Americans, you see. You know, the ones that go through war-torn countries or have lost lots of loved members of their own family have less difficulty coming out of pre-trib. Well, don't go to the other extreme, like Mr. Joel Richardson from his Orthodox Jewish background. Okay? Go back to Zechariah. See? And then I put my phone number up, 403-830-4124. The other day, as soon as I unplugged my battery, my phone died. Okay, no, not died. It's just shut the YouTube off. Matthew. Oh, I was going with Zechariah. Zechariah, just up here a little bit. Zechariah. Canaanite. There's Canaanite again. Okay, 14. Here. Earthquake. I got it underlined in this one a little bit better than this other one. Earthquake happens. There's no resurrection from all the saints with thee. What? Where from? From the third heaven. But this guy doesn't want to believe in the third heaven. I know what he's teaching. Okay?
Right up there with the virgin birth and the resurrection.
There you go. Hey, the virgin birth. At least the Catholics have maybe that right, okay? Romanism. Where did they get their... They traveled the Mediterranean before they were enslaved in Egypt. Come on. The ambassadors are already chosen. Okay? And this is happening. Living waters shall go out from Jerusalem. Half of them to the former sea and hinder sea. Former sea, that would be maybe the Dead Sea, and the hinder sea is the Mediterranean, which is twice as salty as the Atlantic. I didn't even know that. Guy grew up over there. He didn't know that. Okay? Living waters. How do you think they're surviving under Gaza? They tried to flood them out. They couldn't. The water's flowing out. The water's flowing. They have living waters flowing from the mountains. There's live freshwater fish in the sinkholes of the Dead Sea. Okay? Freshwater fish in a salt sea. How's that possible? Well, the fresh water coming in doesn't mix with the salt water, and it forms actually basins even in the middle. And these sinkholes, some of the birds can go, fish, the egg needs to be fertilized, can go for the bird. That's how they get into high mountain lakes. But we stock... See, this is where iron sharpens iron. I was sharing with one lady that, and she says, yeah, but we stock lake water here. She was involved with that for more tourism. Well, the guy was a tourist with his little kayak taking the pictures. Says he doesn't want to know. Doesn't know. Doesn't want to say. He said, maybe you put the fish in the little pond of water. Taking pictures of it. He's tourism. He wants to increase tourism. It's big business. Unless Americans are really hurting, I think more from the Toronto, Montreal area, not going down to the U.S. Yeah, well, they're more anti-American than us in the West here, that's for sure. We discussed it. It's at the Energy Oil Show. Okay? The media is doing a real number on you fellas, okay, on us. We're not being told about the volcanoes going off. That's why it's so dry up north. Mexican volcano going off. The Bible calls it pillars of smoke. What? It says earthquakes in diverse places, in various places. And after that, quite often there's volcanoes, pillars of smoke. Feed the flock. What are the preachers? They're feeding upon the sheep. Oh, they might have a little bit of milk. Hebrews 5. Last part of Hebrews. Oracles of God. Do they want to teach that? No. See, Romans chapter 11. They talked about 10 and 12. I brought it up. I was checked out the door. Oh, didn't want to discuss 11. Said that was on a tape. He gave me a cassette tape. Oh, what? No, wasn't he? Nothing on the tape. Okay, what are they trying to pull off here? Probably knew I didn't have a cassette. I had to find a cassette recorder. The old-fashioned stuff. That's how old-fashioned they were. And I gave it back to him. Yeah, right. Just one lame excuse after another. There, Romans. For we sin willfully after we've known the truth. But what is sin? Sin is a transgression of his law. But no, we wouldn't want to have the commandments, Mr. Adventist, which is so about the fourth. But are you really a Sabbath keeper? How come you don't understand there's high annual Sabbaths? Yeah. Passover, 2 Sabbaths in 1 week. Start to understand that, and then you maybe see where you're going wrong. But no, we like our traditions and doctrines, and we think it's such a nice time. Perry Stone goes back. You're going backwards, Perry. Okay? Why? Everybody likes Jesus. The world. Everybody likes the little baby. Do they want to recognize him as king? Okay, the last part of chapter 5, 6 actually. 6b. Where is it? Okay. No, it's 5b. Obedience by things made perfect salvation. After the order of Melchizedek, Abraham paid back to Melchizedek after he prospered. Ought to be teachers by now. The one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. So you think you're a teacher, Mr. Pastor? Do you know what the oracles of God even are? Hey, it says the Jews keep the oracles of God. That's the commandments, ordinances, and statutes of God. Isaiah 66. It wasn't in the Lutheran seminary? What? Guy had to get the Bible off his shelf. Strong meat. A fully the reason of use it to have the exercise to discern both good and evil. Okay. Joel Richardson thinks he has so much discernment that warns about people about the book of Enoch's. Okay, there's more than one. Has the flat earth stuff in it. Okay. No, he did not become the Son of Man. Enoch did not become the Son of Man. Okay? Enough. But no, he thinks he has so much discernment, uses it to justify his post-trib view. What's this guy teaching? Post-trib. Okay? Hey, there will be a resurrection. Yeah, maybe it may be after the 1,000 years. You will, Mr. Pan-trib. It'll all pan out in the end. You can stand before the king after the 1,000 years. I think most of them, the next coming one, are from the 1997 years since his death and resurrection. Okay? From the grave. Yes. Therefore, leaving the doctrines of Christ, let us go on to perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works, doing your religious activities, and faith toward God, of the doctrine of baptisms, plural. Philip didn't have to go back and ask Peter's permission or the other one's opinions. He just baptized the eunuch. Okay? It's the Holy Spirit power. Jesus, Yeshua is our salvation. That's what Yeshua means. Okay? And it's not just one coming. He came. He walked with Adam and Eve. Okay? He came with the chariots. Okay? How many chariots? Hey, we have the story. But let's go with Psalm 68. The chariots of God, 20,000, and the angels with them. And the Lord is among them, as in Sinai. Mean there was chariots in Sinai too? Yeah. And the Lord was with them? Yeah. In the holy place. Okay? Thou hast ascended on high. Thou hast led captivity captive. Hey, when did he do that? When he resurrected. Okay? The thief on the cross had to be resurrected. But not Canaanite out-of-body experience. For the rebellious also. Hey, Samson was rebellious. But he turned back. He didn't have the opportunity, like the guy on the cross. It's not our salvation. It's the power of God. Okay? He took the rebellious also. Okay? Because he knows we're all human. Okay? Did you get it, Mr. UCG? Herbert W. Armstrong. Yeah. What boat are... See, the problem is, and the standard question most people, so what church do you go to? Why? What are they saying? Which boat are you in? Well, the ark is sinking. Noah is in contact with Lot, and the opposite the building is tearing down. They both died after their event. They both need resurrected. Okay? I'm trying to get this up here, because if I unplug it, it might go off. Okay. Can you see my phone number there? 403-830-4124. My name, Alan Wolf. Yeah, that's what my YouTube is under. My wife set it up for me. I don't know how to do all this high tech. Asked her for the black marker pen. No, I don't know where that is. She says packing. We're moving out of here. So we've got everything already packed. Okay. Thought we'd all do it in one day. Get a U-Haul and some help. Now she's got boxes out here. I can't even hardly walk through the house downstairs now. Hey, we all got problems. This guy here.
Many have been taught that someday, in the twinkling of an eye, every true Christian will suddenly disappear.
See, they don't like that. These scoffers and mockers. Okay. Pointless pain and suffering. I don't know why this one's blocked up now. Print. What's it going to print? I don't know. Anyway. Coming up to 30 minutes already. So maybe I'll just go here and get my address and stuff and see if this thing stays going. If not, you have a good day. Up from the grave he rose. Mighty, mighty, mighty is the Lord our God. Mighty in the midst of thee. Okay, it's still going. Okay. Done last time it came off. I don't know why it does that sometimes. September 23rd. It's only about 96 days now. I wrote this down. Count the Omer. He was going through the Omer about Pentecost. The guy Aaron. Pray for him. He's got some personal problems. Okay. Maybe he could get back together with his wife and kids. Who knows? Okay. One wife at a time. Jacob had two. He was 77 when he married Leah. Okay. Israel is now 77 years old this year. I think I actually learned that from Aaron from Godiment in Hamilton, Ontario. Hey, doesn't mean we jump in their boat and go the way everything else is doing. Okay, don't get in there. I haven't been around this guy from Airdrie. Didn't want his oldest kids to be married. No, it's a fish, it's not a whale. Like, give it a rest. It's a leviathan, maybe. It's a big, something big swallowed Jonah. See, we get caught up in detail-itis. That's what the Adventist, rapture. Rapture is Latin. It's in the Latin Vulgate. I told the Adventist guy, I think there's more important things to discuss than straining at gnats and swallowing camels. Okay? But the guy from Airdrie, he had to go into their Mormon views of becoming gods. Well, it says we become immortal. Well, that doesn't mean we're God, big G, little gods. Okay, he's the king, and we better not forget it. Okay? Yeah, we will be required to go to the Feast of Tabernacles if you're an ambassador. Not everybody. Okay? Hey, guy on live with a Filipino says, oh, yeah. I said, no. But hey, an ambassadors, maybe I should get down to City Hall again today. I'm going to go to the soup kitchen. Why? It says it should be known in the city gates. Do we get down there sometimes, Mr. Pastor? You too busy playing golf in the golf courses? I can see you some. I get to know what you're driving. Go park down by the river. Maybe there's a golf course near there. Get dunked. Okay? Eyes to see, ears to hear. Well, what are we listening to? Guy just about got me kicked out of UCG. Another group, more charismatic, Pentecostal style, more Jamaican and Spanish, come from the East Coast. How'd Herbert W. Armstrong get the financing to get on radio? Yeah, later on he teaches what? Hey, do they want to make restitution to who were wrong? They tell you a little bit about Gutenberg. The financial people took it out from underneath him, took it to London, England. Acts 16:11. Hey, how come they don't want to talk about making restitution? Oh, it's all under the blood now. Just give us some of the donation. It's okay. It's all under the blood. Really? We're making a mockery of his written word and the power and his power. We just think so much self-esteem. We can go through this rapture according to, okay, what's this one say? Huh? We can go on and on. What's this one? What's this one? Who's this one?
We're diving into a fascinating and hopeful topic from the Bible, the event known as being caught up to meet Jesus. This concept, often referred to as the rapture, is a central theme in Christian eschatology. Let's explore what the Bible specifically says about this incredible event. To start, let's look at the key passages that describe this event. The most detailed description comes from the Apostle Paul in his letters to the Thessalonians and the Corinthians. Let's begin with 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17.
See what I mean?
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
So why don't they start at 14? Because they don't know how to explain it. Some people try to explain it to supposed Canaanites, thinking the spirit has departed. No, we got to be resurrected. But see, so where's the sleep come from? Yeah. Verse 14. But see, most of them only start at 15 or 16. How come? You're taking it out of context. Okay?
And with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
But that already happened, Aaron. 1st century AD, prior to the tribulation era, were the next event. And most are from the grave. That's why Elijah will come. It says. That's what he says. Malachi. Hey, the Orthodox Jews, the Messianic groups, and too much into the pre-trib, but they do have a few things right, you know. See, most of them just want to read this about, will you rob God? They don't like the Old Testament, but they'll read this one. Well, you suppress the hireling? Huh? And you bring it to his house? Who blesses? He will not bless it. See, there's Elijah, the prophet, coming from the great and dreadful day. What? Remember the law of Moses. What? Well, we're told to forget it. It's all under the blood now. It's all changed. Plan A didn't work, and now we got Plan B? Well, what kind of deal is this? No, it's the same plan all the way through. There's neither Jew nor Gentile. This is when the Spanish Inquisition and different things happen. What do you think's happening in Ukraine? When the Jew starts learning that your Messiah is Jesus, Yeshua. Wow. Romanism doesn't like that. They call it Noahide law. Just stay on your side of the fence. We'll look after our side. Okay? But he's coming. Why? No, mainstream media and these false teachers that teach post-trib aren't going to tell you the truth. Huh. Most will be from the grave.
And so shall we ever be with
Go check out the graveyards. I actually did that last year because people were suggesting things. So let's go take a drive to the graveyard. I didn't see any open graves. Okay? It will happen. The flood happened. There's evidence of the global flood. But people try to discredit all kinds of things. The Lord is coming. Okay? He has led captivity captive. He's coming again. He didn't say second coming. See, this is what we're going wrong. He died once for all. There's very little reference to second. We keep on saying it. No. Mark Blitz even says, Tacoma, Washington. I phoned him 5 years ago. I phoned him here again. I never get to talk to these people. Hey, they got time to travel around the world. He just got back from Israel. He going again this fall. Well, maybe somebody's paying his way. Yeah, we are. Send your donations. What? At least he's, and the guy in Lethbridge is mid-trib. Or we would call it pre-wrath. It's terminology. A truck is a lorry in the UK. It's terminology. Don't get so strain at gnats and swallow camels. Okay? Swallow camels because what? We strain over the word rapture, over that wording, but then we swallow the camels and get the wrong order. Yeah. Go after nitpicking this little thing. Yeah, well, it says a little leaven spoils the whole. Yeah, okay. But I don't think he's talking about nitpicking over terminology. We started verse 16. Then we promote our doctrine.
Lord.
So what do you want to believe? Don't have to believe it because of me. Get in here. Read it. Who gives you the air that you breathe? Hey, do some fasting. I'm struggling with this now again. I should have had some good beef liver. It has more enzymes. It's on my 4th day right now. 4th or 5th day. I'm being quite hungry. So I have a little avocado to take the edge off. I think that beef liver does help. It's got more enzymes in it. But you cut the meat out a couple days before you start the rest of the fasting. Okay? Try it. Learn it. How do you ride a bicycle? Get on it. Learn it. Some people learn it faster. Some take longer.
When Jesus returns, the Lord will descend from heaven with a commanding shout, accompanied by the voice of an archangel and the trumpet of God.
Yeah. But the other guy didn't want to believe that. So what do you want to believe?
Christ will rise first, and then those who are alive and remain.
Well, but iron sharpens iron. Hey, the guy at Airdrie almost got me kicked out too. Okay. A couple of them defended me a little bit, so I go. I haven't been there for a long time. The guy was teaching from Edmonton, Alberta, using their little pamphlets to back up what he was teaching. I got up and walked out. I haven't been back since. I think my body language pretty well said it. One other guy said, "Oh, honey does better to win friends." I looked at him and said, "Who says I'm here to win friends?" Iron sharpens iron, but he doesn't want to be sharpened. Okay. See? Most of us don't like the grinding. Okay. Matthew 22. I had to struggle with this a lot. I think the Lord showed me a little bit. It's a hyperbole. Like you dip your finger in water. The Lutheran pastor didn't know what to say. He had those whole. I says, it's not saying it is this way. He says even it was that way. They came back from the grave. They wouldn't believe him. Okay? No, they find excuses why not to believe it. Outer darkness. I think we call that outer space. And they're weeping. Okay, so they're not happy. They're weeping and gnashing of teeth. They're angry at someone. So where are they going to? Okay, back to the earth. But no, he's not saying it is this way. He's saying it even if it was that way, they wouldn't believe it. For many are called, but few are chosen. No, he's not going to make a mistake and take the ones to the marriage supper that aren't supposed to be there. He's not saying it is this way. It's a hyperbole, giving an illustration. So, hey, the chariots. Was there just one chariot with Elijah? I rather doubt it. Okay. He says, as in Sinai. We just read it, Psalm 68. Just because the guy didn't see any chariots. I think that was Elijah. And Elijah said, give him eyes to see, and the hills were filled with chariots. We got angels all around us right now. Do we actually believe it? Just because we don't see it with our natural eye. Give us eyes to see and ears to hear, Lord. But we don't even want to see the natural. There. How come the Swiss Guard is at the Vatican? Because Napoleon took 2 of the Pope's captive. Yeah, the Swiss Guard was at the Pope's funeral. Okay, I wondered if they were still there. Yeah, had it confirmed. I'm praying and fasting about these things. I don't want to be. So the Lord gives me understanding. And we step out in faith, trusting that if we're wrong, He'll correct us. Get out of the boat. Peter had to get dunked again. Okay, the guy's feeling down on, hey, why do you think I do this sometimes in the morning? I sing a song, both vehicles broke down. It's summertime. It's not so bad. Wintertime in Canada, waiting 20 minutes for a bus when the heaters aren't turned on or nothing. I get cold. I'm a senior. You want to see my mugshot? You don't have to see my mug. Here. Yeah, I was in seminary when some of these people were still in diapers. Okay? The bright lights bothered my eyes a lot. I passed my eye test in the morning. I'm doing a red light therapy. They use it on racehorses in California. I knew that from my agricultural background a little bit. Okay? The cat was sunning himself the other day. No, it's just his eyes were looking at, close the eyelid. This is apparently the thinnest piece. Okay, and you look directly at the light. Why? Too quick with the knife. Surgery should be at last resort. Toothless wonder. Hey, I keep losing my dentures. I've lost more things in my life than most people have. Okay? Can't take it with you. When I give it away, the Lord blesses me. Here's another guy. I talked to him a little bit on the phone one time. Dispensation. One guy didn't want to even discuss it. That's the time frame we're born in. I'm born in after 48. My grandmother said, you're born in this time of dispensation. The young people born after 67 when they took Jerusalem in 6 days. Okay? There was a 4 blood moons on those time frames too. Mark Blitz talked about it. Hagee jumped the bandwagon and went off the deep end. Okay, no, it's April 8th, 2024. Formed a capital A over all of North America. Mr. Dispensation. As if there's a different plan for the Jew and the Gentile. I talked to him. No, he doesn't want to leave it. Why? That's the denomination he's involved with or what? I don't know. See, most of these pastors, they really are reeled in and they have to stay within certain guidelines. And if they're pushing too much, they're going to find that they could be out the door. Yeah, I've seen them. Seen some of them pushed right out the door. Okay? Oh. You can't nail your wife to the floor. Sorry, Aaron. These people go in some of these problems. Hey, I've been there. Okay? Make jokes about it. My ex-wife was a good housekeeper. She kept the house. Now, my Filipino wife doesn't want to sell her house in the Philippines. Like, both of them, where'd the money come from? Now it's their house? Really? Hey, the kids would have lost out big time. So I didn't, just flush it. Carry on. Can't live in the past. Go forward. Go forward. He's going forward. I have to keep reminding myself about this too. Okay? The other vehicles, it made it through the winter. The tires were worth what I paid for it. Now we might have to put another $1,500 in that. Got $1,500. Our rent is going way up because it's a bigger place. We hope to get somebody in with us. Okay. Hey, it's got a place to barbecue outside and everything else. We can do a few things here. We're just trapped. It was cheap rent for a while, but then he kept on jacking it up. And it's illegal money coming into this country big time. We nicknamed Vancouver Hongcouver. The Australian banker confirmed it to me. There's illegal money coming in. Hey, how many Americans funnel the money through the Canadian casinos? Now you show that you won, when in reality you lost. How much? But now it's clean money. How many of us just hide a little bit? Well, I mean, how much is too much? We make jokes about it. I'll send you some more, and if I feel more guilty, I'll send you some more, Mr. IRS. We make jokes about this stuff. But no, Trump is such a felon. Okay? Such a felon. Really. We got all kinds of activities happening. Had terrorists in Canada here protesting the East Indian Prime Minister being here during the G7. Wonder why Trump got back on the plane. Hey, we don't want to think about this too much. What really brought that East Indian plane down? No, they don't use missiles. We knew that took the plane down. We don't have terrorists on. They got the door finally locked on the cockpit. No, we don't put a bomb on anymore. We just use maybe cybersecurity. Just shut down both engines at the same time. Hey, India's at war with Pakistan over the water. Well, maybe if they use drip irrigation, they need less water, so that maybe their neighbor could have some water. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Or how about making these planes with parachutes on the top so it wouldn't land quite as hard and maybe wouldn't have exploded? Can't we do things? Yeah. What is it though? The love of money. And most of these pastors are gripped with what? Hey, who's paying their bills? Get richer and richer and live in a mansion. Joel Richardson, I found out. William Booth was Messianic Jewish. The Salvation Army is blocked out. Why? They're taking government. Taking government funding, using psychology. Does a leopard change its spot? They need the power of God to be overcomers. And this is with young people. Unless they start walking in the light would be shown, we will not be overcoming. The warnings are there. The darkness over will take us. How come some pastors even going back to the Eucharist, everything else? We're either going forward or we're falling backward. There's no standing still. Okay? We're going forward. Get out of the boat. The ark is sinking. What are they teaching? Stay in the ark. Oh, it sounds so nice, doesn't it? Feast of Trumpets. Less than 100 days. See, last fall, I come to realize with some of their teaching that no, Israel is 77 in 2025. Then I learned about the fig tree and about Lazarus was 77 when he married Leah. Do the math. He left when he was 84. 2 years ago, I said, no. The solar eclipse comes first, not after. Okay? But now, most of them are no longer saying. Why? They've been wrong how many times? Like the Pentecost already happened, Aaron. Okay? You're a music teacher. Stick to your knitting. I've seen this. They get them up on the stage, and next thing you know, they're behind the pulpit. Next thing they know, they're the theologian. Really? Stick to your knitting.
Will be caught up together with them.
See, I'm not called to be a pastor. The guy in Lethbridge gave me kind of static about it. He says, I'm not called to be a pastor. I've been at seminary. I'm not called to be a pastor. Pastors are nice and neat and organized, more like an accountant. I said to the one guy trucking, you'd make a good pilot. You're very meticulous. Me? I'd be in the air already and, oh, gee, I forgot to fuel it up. Okay, that's the way I am. But no, I figure out ways, I put electric motor between the prop and the engine, so now I can land safer even if I lose power. Torque the prop a little bit. The guy at a repair shop thought I was totally out to lunch. Aviation repair. Seen him 7 years later. He says, no, you're bang on. Took him how many years to realize what I was saying. Hey, this is who I am. I'm not called to be a pastor. You make jokes about it, the evangelist coming around stirring up the pot, and then you have to straighten out the mess. Now you can drive by. There's no... You got assistant pastor, junior pastor, senior pastor. Where's the title of evangelist? The websites are vacant. What? One guy says, Adventist, he says, oh, we're all called to evangelize. Yes and no. There's a position of a calling of a pastor, and it's a mentorship. Elijah mentored Elijah. Do you get it? Okay? These people grew up cattle, dealing with animals. You think they didn't know the parable of the sheep a little bit differently? You don't leave 99 sheep alone without hiring something to look after them. My dad had my uncle, which is a mayor of a town. Yeah, I was in town council before I was, with my uncle. He was the mayor. I've been around. You learn. Life is school. Learn. But most of the stuff I've learned is not from sitting in a formal schooling. I would take a course every winter, but I'm not a millwright. Hydraulics, electrical, I'm not a chemical engineer. I have to work with the chemical engineer. But he didn't know that carbon. Hey, Saskatchewan's doing carbon capture. Now they're using the CO2 to cool a nuclear unit from GE. I think they're on a test program from GE. Hey, interesting ideas. This is who I am. I'm not called to be a pastor. But who you following? See, the pastor is like the accountant in the business, trucking company. The accountant and the receptionist think they're running the show. When the guy's gone to Winnipeg or wherever, I go for lunch with the guy. Why? He fired me at one time. I think the accountant and his dad had me fired. I have lunch with him sometimes. Why? People say, yeah, in some ways I look like I'm totally disorganized. My dad used to say, which hat are you wearing today? He says, why don't you stay home and do some of your work? Dad, I can't be in two places at one time. I says, what do you think I learned? Some of this stuff, how to get 2 lentils in each pod. What do you think I learned about growing canola seed? I voted on the name of it. I was at the seminary. I cannot be in 2 places at one time. Well, what are these gurus doing? And they think they're so smart. Hey, the guy didn't even hardly know how to back out a vehicle. I was sitting right beside him. Didn't even say hello. I felt like getting him out. And we'll say just back out. Are out and around. You can back your back end even into the alley, but there's lots of room on the other side of the big Yukon here. He's trying to turn into the wall of the building and then drive out. And I'm supposed to follow these gurus. Like his own son says the mother runs the show. What? Yeah. I'm the guy that gets the coveralls on and helps the guy coming out from the calving barn. Why? I know how to do this stuff. Multitasking. See, most people in an urban setting are more specialist. Hey, the farmers know what I'm talking about. The people from Russia couldn't believe that the guy had his coveralls on, was down in the pit barbecue getting the beef out for the barbecue. Oh, no, that's not the owner of this big fancy farm. Yeah, that was the owner. See, a lot of these office people, they think they're running the show. Okay? Engineer says he built the subway in Regina, Saskatchewan, I said, you built this whole thing by yourself? No, of course not. Then knock it off. I built this. I did this. I. He's got an I problem. You know, I got an I problem. But hopefully it seems to be holding its own now. Okay. We got over an hour here. Okay. Hey, my phone is unplugged. See, that's what happens. I unplug it and then forget to plug it in, and it just really eats the battery up when I'm doing YouTube and then downloading if I don't have it charged up. I might leave this until tonight, until I get back home to plug it in. Because if I start downloading it while I'm gone, it kills the battery on the phone. Hey, it's a learning process. I got kicked out of digital marketing school for asking too many questions. My wife didn't even like the little lady teacher, okay? And so on and on. Hey, happened in high school. It seems like the guys don't have as much problem being challenged. The guy let us play around, practically blew up the chemistry lab. You probably got heck for that. What are you doing? Let the kids play around when you're not there. Oh, yeah. Kind of funny in some ways. With the other teacher, she got all rattled, sent me down to the principal. The principal was growing potatoes with my uncle. He knew the family and everything. He's like, yeah, I'll have a little word with the substitute teacher. He knew I knew more history than the substitute teacher did about Western Europe. There was a solar eclipse that crossed Eastern Europe prior to the First World War. The Ottoman Empire fell too. Every country that was crossed with those solar eclipses fell. The Ottoman Empire lasted 600 years. But most people think that April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse was just another shadow of the sun. Really? Because these preachers don't tell you? Hey, some of them tried telling you. What are you listening to? Okay? Doesn't mean you jump in their boat. Get out of the boat. Yeah. Because the trumpet is about to sound. Last trump, maybe a play on the words. Hey, they'll maybe solve some of that Iran situation a little bit. What's going to happen 3 years from now when we're in the beginning of the next 1,000 years? Read it. Every 1,000 years, there's a major event. Every 1,000 years, he comes. Yeah. What are we being taught? Just came once as a little babe in the manger. And there's no sheep in the high country of Israel in December, Mr. Adventist. Knock it off. See? The Lord in the air. I write comments to this one here. I wrote comments on that. I looked, that was 8 or 9 months ago when I wrote it before I started. I did a little YouTube about the hologram we saw in Israel in 2019. Only got there once. Okay? Wasn't even supposed to be on the plane. There was a cancellation. The rabbi pastor says, oh no. Yeah. They hardly even talked to me for 2 weeks. The Filipino guy is the one that had me put out. Didn't like me talking to the teenagers about volcanoes and stuff. Hey, the guy at this other place, he didn't like me talking to people about missiles. Well, it's in Zechariah chapter 5. Then he accused me of talking to my legal wife. Because they think of nothing. Came over to me in a coffee shop and rudely interrupted. See, this has happened in different places. They think nothing of getting into the conversation, but are they involved with the evangelism? I told them, hey, we'll discuss the different theology later. Don't interrupt. But they think nothing of interrupting people. But you interrupt them when they're going through their sermon, 20-minute sermon? Yeah. Oh, they get right rattled. Oh, you're interrupting the guru. Yeah. How many people talking to him out in a nice big lobby? You know, oh, we better rush in because we got to hear God. Hear God. It's right here. Have you read it? Eyes to see, ears to hear. We will be held accountable for what we know and even could know. If you don't have the mental capability, that's another whole issue. If you're in some prison land and you don't have the truth, it's a whole different cup. Okay? We'll only be held accountable for what we could know. But what are we doing? We want our ears tickled. We think we can have our cake and eat it too. Go sell what you have. Live in a less mansion. Open the doors up. Help the poor. Not reap what you haven't even sown and feed upon the sheep. So you can travel and live a comfortable lifestyle, Mr. Joel Richardson. What kind of movies did you produce? Okay? And you think you can just live your high life and teach post-trib with his foundation class? That's where most of the Messianics are at. The guy in Lethbridge, right beside him, he looks at me and says, well, you're not Jewish, Hal. Well, maybe I'm more Jewish than he is, for all I know. Add a double F or add an E. Put an E in the end on English. Double O or F. What's that? Just change the wording a little bit. And my brother's background? Hoffman? Hey, people said you should check out my DNA. It's not by genealogy anyway, Mr. Jew. And most of them didn't come from Kazakhstan or Western Europe. Moses had a wife from North Africa. Mr. SDA that teaches this. Hey, you used to be an atheistic professor and now you think you know so much. From one extreme to the next. Well, I'm trying to think the guy's name. Yeah. What are they teaching? Hey, don't follow me down some garden path. I'm still human too. I still make mistakes too. I still fall off the bicycle once in a while too. How do you learn how to swim? Get in the water. Hey, how long can you tread water? Remember the comedian? Hey, these preachers. Why would the wife even allow the guy to go to Thailand by himself? My wife thinks I should go to the Philippines by myself. She said she trusts me. I says, I don't trust myself. I'm still human. Get lonely? Some nice little girl give me a back massage? This is not good. Okay? What? Proverbs. 30 Proverbs. There's something. Read one every day. I used to do that. The guy was in the truck doing that at least. But he didn't know. Had bear meat sausage. The guy at the Baptist, he chewed him out. He says, you ever see what a bear eats? Yeah. He didn't know about weight of a talent of lead. That same night he got his Pride aluminum hood on his Peterbilt truck hammered that hard it dented the aluminum. Yeah. Didn't know why. I think the Lord showed him, yeah, better wake up, buddy. The same night was hit. Is the Lord trying to tell him something? I think so. But he thinks he's so smart. Okay? Mr. Super Trucker totaled this truck off in Edmonton then. Why? Oh, this immigrant was coming on this down ramp. His wife told me that. And didn't yield. Well, yeah, but he gave me heck for tapping the horn a little bit to warn the guy that I'm coming through. Okay? Or give a half a lane over and nobody beside me. No. just a few miles up, here's a car and a truck. Oh, side of the car is half ripped off. Why? The truck didn't get over, didn't honk, and they didn't pay attention enough. Maybe distracted kids in the car. Different distractions. You don't have to touch your phone or nothing. Guy dropped his cigarette on the floor, reaching over. I said, pull over the truck right now. Why? Don't you be reaching down on the floor trying to get your cigarette while trying to drive the truck down the road. What? Mr. Police Officer, what are you doing behind and taking down a big fancy wage while or having a power nap because you worked on something else the rest of the day? Want your big police pension and everything, and the guy couldn't help a guy with 12 kids. Oh, I don't work for nothing, you know. What? It's okay if you put the donation in the plate or in the box. You get a tax deduction from an atheistic government system. You see how it goes. Are we willing to help others? Just want the paycheck right away. I told the one guy, don't be so upset. The guy got ripped off by the homeowner, ripped out the retaining wall. It took me a year to get some value. He fixed my car. He knew what it was. The latest problem? His wife had to remind him it's Ramadan. And he was all teed off because he said I could use his truck and trailer sometime. Maybe I should go back and see him now. We need a truck and trailer to move. He wasn't there, and she gets all huffy about it. Well, she hardly ever talked to me before, I guess. What? I should stop by him someplace. I got a garage over there. I already go there. I should give the stuff away to another Ethiopian. I got him the job at 52nd. No, the guy won't hire me. He knows me as a contractor when I had my semi. And I found out he laughs behind my back about my crazy ideas. But he doesn't know what to do. He's inherited the business. And the inventory is sitting around. I told him, take the little stupid gas engine off little underpowered slow hydraulics and make an attachment, put it on the tractor skid steer for the tree spade. Princess Auto, like what's it called? Harbor Freight in the U.S. They got these attachments. Take the stupid little engine off. Put it in your inventory. Okay? Make the attachment for the tractor or skid steer loader. Way more hydraulic capacity and power and everything. Okay? You don't need that stupid little gas engine. Noisy little thing. Got to have it revved up to have any amount of hydraulic capacity. Flow. You'll sure have pressure. Just take you twice as long to dig anything. I tell these people why. This is who I am. I'm not some guru sitting behind some office desk that doesn't want to go forward from plan A and plan B. Really, Mr. I tried to talk to them about it. They don't want to learn. They think they know it all already. Life is school. Go forward. Okay? Yeah. Again. September 23rd. What's going to happen? I am really questioning this myself. Only about 96 days left. I wanted the black marker pen. I got a black one, but it's not an eraser one. I should rewrite the whole board. It fell off this other wall here. Had it kind of taped up here. Drop things down. There's maps. No, the globe is not totally round. We can get into that too. Go to some of my YouTubes. I got stuff on this. Okay? I'm helter-skelter all over the place. That's who I am. One uncle was like that. Hey, people that I know building stuff, They're not always so nice and neat and tidy. Work on some project, get frustrated, drag it out of the shop, put it at the back fence. We got other work to do. Hey, when it comes harvest time, and what? I was a little bit bad that way. Still getting their equipment ready when I should be already out there. My brother just does what other people do. Oh, just follow the leader. Okay, but when he saw the money, then he wants his share. That was a major problem. If it didn't work out, then it was my problem. See, really, people say you got lucky. Yeah, if you know him, maybe you got how many other things that didn't work. Shop is full of stuff like this. Hey, I don't have the money. Gutenberg didn't need financial people. Then they took it out from underneath him. Yeah, see, this is what happens. Okay? But what do they teach? No. Then they teach it, oh, the Jews are so much smarter. I said to the guy last bridge, I says, it's pretty hard to fly like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys. Okay? Publishing. The one lady's got a room full of books. I told them out at the Chestermere Lake. I says, digital is the way it's going now. It's called ebooks. These publishers and stuff, they'll take your money, same as a patent lawyer. One guy thinks he's going to patent some racing snowmobile engine. Okay, yeah, and then sell it. Good luck. You don't have the money to fight it in court. They'll just copy it and change it a little bit. And so much, the patent lawyer will take your $20,000. I didn't learn this overnight, you know. There's things they don't teach you in classrooms, you know. And why is the teacher there? He's got a nice paycheck. Does he really know what he's talking about? Get him the bicycle. Hey, the one bank manager is administrative. He knew what the deal was with the plumber guy that was doing some rotor-rooter. The guy didn't have a squeaky clean credit rating. The guy went for lunch with him. He says, what? Get the master franchise? He went into business with the plumber guy that didn't have the good credit rating. The bank manager knew. He worked for a long time at the bank trying to work it up to even get anywhere close to what this plumber was making for income. The bank manager knew. How many people get ratted off at the casino? The guy lost $200,000 or $300,000. I said, was somebody from the bank knew you had this line of credit? He was like, what? I said, yeah, they marked you. They mark. We get marked in here. Mark the number and the name. All three inclusive. Revelation 20. Okay? The one resurrection? No, Lazarus got resurrected too. Only one resurrection? No, it's in context with the chapter. The main context is about the warning of the second death. But most people think he just died once. That's not what this book says. We'll be all resurrected. All of us. Some sooner, some later. All of us will be resurrected. Maybe after the 1,000 years. And you'll stand before the King. And the teacher shall be held more so accountable. Wow, that's kind of sobering. I wonder why they don't want to teach that. Hey, hour and 20 minutes. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.